Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Manisha Gupta and I am Assistant Professor at NIT College, Greater Noida, and we are going to continue our session about business research method. In the last session we have completed our first unit and now we are going to start our second unit, and in this unit we are going to start with the research design. So in today's session we are going to deal with research design, features of the research design, types of the research design, importance or need of the research design, and the characteristics of the good research design. So basically, what is research design? So research design is basically the arrangement, condition for the collection and the analysis of data. Means you have to correct how you are going to collect and analyze your data in a manner aim to combine the relevance of research purpose. Means your method of the collection of the data in the relevance with your purpose of research with the economic. Means you have to collect it but in a economic way. And in fact the research design is a conceptual structure within which the research is conducted, and it constitutes the blueprint. What blueprint? For the collection, measurement and your analysis of data. Three things are involved here. Means how you are going to collect your data, how you are going to measure your data, and how we are going to analyze our data. So basically the research design provide an outline of what the researcher is going to do in terms of framing. Means how we have the frame the hypothesis and the operational implication and the final data analysis, because the hypothesis is depend upon the research design, that what type of the research design we are going to use. In the certain research design the hypotheses are not framed initially, but in certain research design we have to frame the research hypothesis, then we are going to conduct a research. Like in the exploratory design we do not frame the hypothesis in initial phase, but in comparison to like your descriptive design and the casual research design, in those type of the design we formulate our hypothesis first, then we conduct our research. So basically take a look in the research process where the research design exists. It starts after the proposal approval. Means this topic we have completed in last lecture, how to develop a research proposal and what was the process of approval of that proposal. And after your proposal is accepted, after that we are going to design our research strategy, and in this it depends upon the type, purpose and how much time we are going to need to conduct our research, what is the scope or the future implication of our study, and in which environment we are going to conduct our research. So these points we have to keep in mind and we have to design these points, and beside these things we have to design the what will be the our data collection design. Means you are going for the observation method or you are going for the survey method or the in-depth interview or the focused group interview. It will depend upon your initial research problem, and on the basis of the collection design you have to select your sampling design also. Sampling design is basically the method through which we collect our responses. How you are going to select your respondent, this is based in your research design. Then when you decide your data collection design and your sampling design, after that you will formulate your instrument development. So instrument development is basically the instrument of collection of your data. For the survey method we prepare a questionnaire. The questionnaire is basically the instrument of your data collection technique. And after this we are going to start with what are the features of research design. So one of the important features of research design is it constitutes the plan that identify your type and the source of information required for your research problem. Means to solve a research problem, what type of the data you are going to need, and what will be the it's a source of the information. For the few technique, like you do not need the quantitative data, you need only qualitative data. So when you need the qualitative data, you will go with the like either focused group technique or the projective technique. But when you need the data in the quantitative method, then you are going to opt for the survey method. Next point, it constitutes the strategy that specifies the method of the data collection and the analysis will be adopted. And when we decide what will the method of our data collection, on that basis we will decide how we are going to analyze that data, means what type of the statistical tools we are going to use, whatever the statistical methods we are going to opt. And like for the big data, you have collected the data by survey method, like you have collected the 10,000 responses. So for that responses, you need the certain type of the softwares, you need the certain type of the techniques which will be suitable for that. Next point, it also specifies the time period of the research, and when you have much time, you may go for the interview method. Means because in the interview technique it takes too much time, you can interview one person, it may take 10 minutes, it may take half an hour, depend upon the your respondent. But when you have the less time, what type of the method we are going to use? We may use survey method, right? We collect the data by using questionnaires or schedule. Then monetary budget. Our monetary budget also decide that the whatever the method we are going to use. If you have the large budget, you will go for those type of the data collection technique which take much amount of the money. But when you have the very small budget, you may opt for the technique where the money requirement is less. Like in your survey method, you just have to prepare a questionnaire and send it to the respondent. But for the interview technique, you need the atmosphere, you need time. If you are collecting the data from around the different parts of the country or the different parts of the world, then you have to travel those spaces. So in those types of the technique, the amount of the budget or the monetary budget is high. So our budget is also decide that what type of the technique or the method we are going to opt for our study, involved in conducting the study. And these are the two major constraints for any research, means your time and money. So the time and money is also one of the important tools, and you can say the features through which we select our research design. Next, why do we need to select a research design? What is its importance? So when we select any research design, first of all, it should be aligned with your research problem. Means initially when we have started with your management dilemma and the management problem, so your research design will be in correspondence to those problems through which we can solve it. So if you select the appropriate research design, then it will helps in the smooth functioning of the various research operation. Means there is a no hiccups, no problem, no constraint, no issues if you have opted for the right research design. And it requires less effort, time and money, because you do not need to revise or go back again if you have selected the right method. Because in the research designing, you design everything, your method of the data collection, what will be your tools, how much will be your sample, and whatever the sampling technique we are going to act. So initially when you plan all those things, then you just in the next step you just have to go to collect the data. And initially when you have the plan, then you can easily collect in the less time, effort and money. Then it also help in advance the method and techniques to be used for the collecting and analyzing the data, because the method which we have opted in collecting the data, it will decide that what will be the statistical tools we are going to analyze our data, or the whatever the software we are going to analyze our data. Then it helps in obtaining the objectives of the research which the availability of the staff, time and money. And when we planned our research design, on the basis we can easily plan that how much staff we are going to need, how much time and money we are going to need. Like for the interview technique, you need more time, more money, more staff, but the survey method, you do not need the much time and much manpower. You need only at the initial stage when you are developing the instrument, and when you have collected the data, for the analysis of that data you need the manpower at that particular time more. Then what are the factors which affect the research design? Means these are the factors because of which we select any research design. First is your availability of the scientific information, means the area in which we are conducting a research. Like if we are conducting the research in relation to the product development, like we want to market any product, we are in the development stage. So the amount of the information which is present and which is required, so your analysis of the market will depend upon your scientific information. Then availability of the sufficient data. If there is a area which is very well researched, in that area you will get the sufficient data available in your online, or the number of the journals were there, number of the articles were there. But the area which is not touched by the researchers very much, so if you are conducting the study in that particular area, in that situation the data is not sufficiently available to you. Then availability of the time, like we have already discussed, if you have the much time, then you will go for either projective technique, or you can go for your depth interview technique. But when you don't have a time, then you go for the survey method or the observation method. Then objectives of the problem to the study, like we are in the next part, when we start what are the type of the research design. In those research design, we select the research design on the basis of what we are trying to achieve. If there is a causal relationship, or we are trying to find the relationship between the two variables, so for that we will opt for the casual research design. But when we want to start something new, or we want to research in certain new areas where there is no research has done, or the very minimum research has done, then we are going to opt for the exploratory research. Where the nature of the problem to be studies. Nature of the problem, suppose if you are dealing with the employee issue, or the employee satisfaction, or the talent management issue, then your sample will be different. Like it will be the employee or the management personnel of any organization. But when we are going to deal with the customer satisfaction, then your respondent will be the customer of that particular product. And your type of the research design also depend upon your ability, skill, knowledge and the technical background of your researcher. Like for the projective technique and the Delphi interview technique, the researcher's knowledge is very much important, and their ability, their skill, and especially when we talk about the observation technique, that researcher has to observe what is going on, and it is your data, what you have collected, that is completely dependent upon the researcher. But for the survey method, when you collected the data through the questionnaire, so in that situation your ability, skill and knowledge is not that much important, which is in your observation method, because all the data is collected and recorded by your researcher. Where the effect of the various internal and external variables. Internal and external variables means the skills or the resources which organization have, and what are the resources they are opting for the other, and the effect. Take an example, like when we talk about the customer satisfaction issue, and you want to study either your customer is satisfied with your product or not. So in that situation, your external variable will be your quality of your product, that because you are manufacturing a product, you can control. So which you can control, that will be your internal variable, like how you are going to market your product, what will be your supply chain management for the product, what is the quality of your product, and what is the packaging of your product. But for the external variable, in the same situation, what will be the external variables, like what are the other players are offering, what type of the content they have offering, like what will the marketing strategies of your competitors, what are the product range available in that segment, and you can also say that what is the pocket size of your customer, that how much he is willing to pay, how much he is interested. So those factors will be your external variable when we talk about the customer satisfaction. Then proper exposure to the source of the data, means the availability of the data. If you are collecting the data which is a very secret, or the organization does not want to explore, like the company hides their resources about the defense equipments. So if you want to conduct a research in that particular area, in this situation you may not get the ample amount of the information, because that is not for good for the companies or the policies and the countries. Then availability of the money, how much funds you have. You can go to the research design if you have more amount of the money, then you may opt for the some other design, but you have less money, then you can opt the some other research design. And also the availability of the manpower you have to conduct a research. The same, if you have the less manpower, you may go for the survey method, but when you have the large manpower, then you may go for the personal interview, your Delphi technique, or your observation method. Now after this, we will start the type of the research design. So when you see the different books, different website, you may found the very different research design, but broadly the research design is divided into the two parts. First one is your quantitative research design, then is your qualitative research design. These two type of the research design is broadly classified in your research design, but beside this, these type of the research design is also important for a research, which is the exploratory research design, descriptive, and your casual research design. Qualitative and quantitative research design is based on the type of the data which is available for you, or whatever the data you want to collect, and the exploratory, descriptive, and the casual research design depend upon the what is the objective or the problem of your study. So when we talk about the objectives and problem, then we can classify our research design on the basis of exploratory, descriptive, and your casual research. But when we talk about the whatever the data we are going to collect, then in that situation we can classify in the quantitative research design and your qualitative research design. We will discuss this in a brief, and in the later modules we will discuss these types of the research design in very detailed manner. But now just take a look, what is your quantitative research design? As the name suggests, when we talk about the quantitative, means we are talking about the numbers. So quantitative research design is a research examine the various variable while including the numbers. When we collect our data in form of number as well as the statistics in the project to analyze its finding, when your research is based upon the numbers, like you want to know how much percentage of the customer is satisfied with your product. So in that particular study we were dealing with the numbers. So that type of the study will be your quantitative research design, and these type of the study we use graph, figures, pie chart as the main form of the data collection and the measurement, and it is also called the meta analysis. Meta analysis means it is the information about the data and by the data. Here everything is collected in terms of number. Take an example, if you want to know how many percentage of the Indian is using that particular segment of the product. So you will conduct a research, and in that research what you are trying to find, that what is the number of the people who are using that product. So these type of the research is your quantitative research design. Next is your qualitative research design. As the name suggests, quality. When you want to know ki why the people purchase that product and what is the reason behind the purchasing that product. So here we are talking about the quality, or when you are dealing with the reasons of the customer purchasing the product. So these type of the studies come under your qualitative research design, and these type of the research is quite contrary to your qualitative research design, and it is basically explanatory in nature, means it helps you to explain and always seek answers related to the what happened and how it's happened or why it is happening. Suppose if you want to know ki the customer is purchasing your competitor's product, you want to find out the reason why the customer is not opting for your product. So you will conduct the research to find out the reasons that why the people are going for the competitor's product, or what are the reason behind. So in this type of the study, you will going for the questions that what, how, when. So these type of the questions will be answered in your qualitative research design. It mainly focus on the why specific theory exists and what would be the respondents answers to it, means why they have opted, why if any company you want to conduct the research that the company in the companies the people are not staying very long in particular company, like their lifespan is only for the 2 years, the most of the time the company quit after the 2 years. So you want to know the why the turnover rates is very high. So when you try to find out the reason, so these type of the study will be your qualitative research design. Then it allows the researcher to draw the conclusion with the proper findings, because you will get the reason, and in this method the case studies are the mainly used in the qualitative research design in order to understand the various social complexity. Various social complexity means when we talk about the customers or the employees, so these are kind of your social complexity, the reason behind that. Some may opt to the product because they like the colors, some people purchase the product because that is that much of the money they have, so they can purchase that product. So many people purchase the product with the different reasons. So now we are going to discuss about the exploratory research design. So these type of the research design is opted when the researcher does not have the past data, or only they have the only few studies or the references they have. Like take the example of the current scenario where we have seen the pandemic COVID-19 situation. So 1 year back the management or the people does not know how to handle the situation because they never have faced a certain type of situation. So when the researchers try to conduct a study, so they may not have found the relevant information or any past data for it. So sometimes the researcher in these type of the study, it is a very informal and unstructured method, and in this particular study we did not frame the hypothesis in starting. Before they collected the data, analyze the situation, after that they formulate the hypothesis for their research, and this research is conducted in order to determine the nature of a problem, and it helps the researcher to develop the better understanding of the problem. Means this research is conducted to understand the problem and why it has happened, how it is happening. And the research, this type of the research design is basically very flexible, and it provides the initial ground for the future research work. Then in the next is your descriptive. As the name suggests, this type of the study is formalized to know the understand the phenomena or the characteristic associated with the subject or the population. Means when we try to find out the reason, who has done, what happened, when it has happened, where happened, and how of the topic. So when you have these questions, so for solving these questions we will going to opt to the descriptive research design, where we will opt the technique to describe the situation, that what is happened, how is happened, when is happened, and it is related to the estimate the proportion of the population that have these characteristics. Means if you are conducting the study on the any customers, then you are going to understand the characteristics of the customer or find the characteristics of your customers, like what is their buying patterns, how much they like to spend. So these type of the studies comes under your descriptive research design, and it also discover the association among the different variable like your supply, demand or price. So what is the relationship between your price and demand, supply and demand and price, because these are the three variables and you want to try to understand the relation between those variables. And next is your casual research design. So basically the casual research design is for understanding the relationship between the two or more variables, and it is basically for the testing the hypothesis. When you want to understand the cause and effect relationship, like if you see the present scenario and you analyze the many industries, that many industries are suffering because of the COVID-19, but few industries are doing well, like your IT company, your fintech company and your education technology related companies are doing well. You want to understand why they are growing, what are the reason behind it. So in this casual research, you basically try to find out the relationship between two variables, or you are trying to find out the reason. When we are going to answer the question of why it has happened, so these come under your casual research design, and this research study require the procedure that would not only decrease the biasness and enhance the reliability, but also facilitate the driving interference about the casualties. And after this, we are going to understand what will the characteristics of your good research design. So your research design should be flexible, because we know that the market is a very flexible in nature. So if the situation is changed, then we can also change our research design. Then it should be suitable for the our purpose of the study or your research problem or the management problem. Then it will provide the efficient result in correspondence to the problem of our research. Then the research design should be economical, means it should be value of the money. We cannot invest more. Suppose if we get the benefit of the only 2 lakh rupees, but then there is no reason to invest 4 lakh rupees in your research. So it should be economical in relationship to what the benefit we are going to opt from it. Then the error in the experiment should be small. If you have selected the suitable research design, so in that particular design the error will be very less. Then we have to opt to the research design which provide the maximum information, like you will get the maximum information from your research. Then viewing and the various dimension of the research problem. You cannot look from the only the one side of the research problem, but you can see the research problem from the various dimension or the various perspective of the study. So this is all for the day, and thank you everyone. See you in next class.